Hey, good morning. It's 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. Hope you're doing well this midweek. And we'll talk about today. So I got a funny story. Put it in a screen door and I was showing it off to my wife and said, look how good a job I did. And then Bubbles Cat had a different idea. I'm going to go explain how that reminded me what sprint review is really supposed to be about. It's not supposed to be about a orchestrated, let's show the perfect path of what we do. So I want to talk about that and how Bubbles Cat reminded me what it is really all about. And this is the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. I am Greg Mester, Scrum Master and Agile Coach. And here we talk about Scrum and Agile in a practical, tactical way so you can bring value to your customer, not work crazy hours, get home to family and friends, have a little fun in the office, have a little fun at home, try to mix it around, and hopefully have a little fun and talk a little bit lightheartedly on about the show. So, what the heck does Bubbles the Cat have to do with sprint review? Well, so picture this. I just put up this door. I put up a new glass door. Everything's good. I just put up a new screen door you can pull out and shut so we can ventilate the stairwell and everything. So everything's looking good. And I'm so happy this is done. It's been like a year I've been wanting to get this finished. Finally got all the stuff from the box stores, right? So I installed it, got it in, it's working good, it's working the way it's supposed to. Everything looks good. I invite my wife over. Come on, hon, check out the screen door, try it out, see what it looks like. It's like so excited because it was done. Well, as she was coming over, Bubbles was watching because she wanted to, of course she wants to go outside. She's a big old alley cat. But she's an indoor cat, but she would love to be outside. There's a bird. A bird flies out right outside the door. Instantly, Bubbles, the 20-pound alley cat, flies through the air and hits the screen door, takes out the screen door. I mean, it was still hooked up, but just like disconnected it because all I had was little magnets and realized those magnets can't hold a 20-pound cat when it's flying at full speed after a bird, right? So I'm just like, first I'm like, oh no, Bubbles broke it. She didn't break it. She just scared herself and me and everyone else on the planet. But that's a perfect example of how a sprint review is going to go. It was all set up perfectly. Everything's good to go. And until you get it in the hands of the user, you really don't know. That review of what I did and delivered made me realize I have to add a couple new capabilities, basically a couple latches I'm going to try to add. One, to hold the screen door if that happens again, which probability it will, right? I think she learned a lesson, but I'm not sure. And just make it a little more secure. I had the vision. I can also try putting some high strength magnets in there to give it more strength. So it all depends on how it's a pretty strong magnet as it is. It just can't handle a 20-pound cat. So, but that's what a sprint review is about. It's about taking the keys to what you build and give them to the user, let them operate it. It's not about you demonstrating the perfect scenario of what you produce. It's about getting it to the customer. And I wish I had a copy of it somewhere floating around, but the book, The Sprint, talks about in 1 week getting enough data, and it's by KNAPP, KNAPP, getting enough data from the user to decide what you want to build, right? It's very important to get our products in the customer. That's why Scrum, why Agile, test everything that you could possibly break. But Nicole, who would ever think of a 20-pound cat flying across the world? I didn't think about that. You can't think of every scenario, but until you actually do it. And I can give you another one where years ago I used to help build tanks. Apparently, this enlisted guy was in the tank. He was trying new stuff out. And there was one combination. You moved the joystick one way, hit a button another way, and it did something that we weren't expecting. No one thought about that combination before until it actually got done, right? You can't think of that. So no, you're right. Test everything that could possibly break. That's a very waterfallish thought process. Sometimes things will break that you never thought of, or they'll use it in such a way because you're not them. You don't think of it that way. Like if I'm an IT person and my user is a salesperson, right? Or a marketing person, or someone at the front lines of a cash drawer. If you're not doing it every day, you don't think about this stuff. When you get it in the hands of those people that are doing it every day, doing their sales routine, their marketing, how they move things around, they might show you something you never knew. And say, oh, I didn't think about that. That wasn't in the requirements anywhere. I had no idea. But as you're right, Nicole, as you get more aware what the customer's using, you can kind of figure some of that stuff out. But yeah, that's a very good point. Um, but that's the idea of sprint review. It's actually from Ron Jeffries XP. But yes, we will discover things. Yeah, that's true. Huge fan of internal demos to allow the team to feel free, more confident, and get feedback beforehand. Now that's good too. So, Adam, you said about doing internal demos. I am totally in agreement with you too. If you have teams that are worried about going out and the safety and the trust, internal demos are good because it's more than just the individual developer who wrote some code. It's your team saying, is this good enough? I have built teams where we actually did a pre-step where we would demo all our stories to the team internally. Our team would critique ourselves if we felt that we did what the story was said. And if it wasn't, we give ourselves feedback and try to fix it before we go to the customer. So we would do little internal demos. Actually, we got so good, we actually demoed twice, to be honest with you. We would demo internally and then we would demo with the user and learn even more. So I got my team, so they just wanted the demo software. Like, here, I want to show it. And it just got to that point where a high performing team will demo anytime, anywhere, any shape, and not worry about the feedback. When you get to that real high performing part, you won't worry about your confidence level. You will be confident and you'll be okay with getting feedback that something didn't work perfectly. But in this example of the cat, the 20-pound cat flying through the air, clawing into the screen, it just wasn't, I just didn't think about that. And I know the designers of said screen door didn't think about having cats fly across the room that weigh 20 pounds after a bird and then designed it that way. So it wasn't in the requirements. I was curious what they would do, but yeah, no, thank you all for the feedbacks. But that's how the cat reminded me, getting the software, getting the product in the hands of the customer, deploying it as soon as possible gives you the most feedback. And where waterfall, in my opinion, takes too long. Though, however, every time I did, someone went, we need a waterfall, I would make little mini agile sprints and stuff like that, where we demonstrate to the customer all the time. So anyway, that's what I got for today. Just think about the cat flying through the air. Well, next time your team says, oh, we don't want a demo, or we're good, or we're worried about this, and said, just say, hey, just picture a 20-pound cat flying through the air and landing on your keyboard. What would happen? Maybe we should all test for that. Hey, Nicole, should we test for that? Like, you got people working from home. What do we do if the 20-pound cat pounces on your screen because you got a little birdie floating around there on the video and does what? I don't think we designed for that, but it is a possibility. Anyway, so I want to thank you all and wish you all the best and happy Scrumming today. Thank you, Nicole and Adam, for the comments and chatting with us and sharing with everyone here. So with that, I want to say, have a great day. See you tomorrow. I hope you get to see. I did record the show last night, talk about what the job reports are. So that is up in YouTube. I haven't put a podcast yet because for some reason YouTube says it's still processing the video. I don't know what that means, but it means something to YouTube. When it's done, I will make a podcast. I will post it, but it has all the job reports, some of the tech businesses. Again, let me know if you know anything that you would like me to report on Tuesday nights. With that, I want to say, y'all have a great day and enjoy. See you later. Bye.